where those two had final girls. But correct me if I'm wrong, if there is other horror films before Evil. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to 31. I'm Random Ross and yeah, we're continuing our days in the build up to Halloween. So we're on day 12 and we're on the third day of 80s week. And for today's review, I'm reviewing the 1981 cult classic, The Evil Dead. Yes, The Evil Dead, the horror that launched the careers of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and a long-lasting friendship that's lasted ever since. And this originally started off as like a short student film, but then became this low-budget horror film with pretty graphic effects, and for its graphic violence and horror, the movie was banned in 1981, but has gone on to be a cult favourite. It spawned a franchise, 2 sequels, a reboot and a spin-off TV show, and another reboot in the works. So of course, this stars Bruce Campbell and some other supporting characters, where a group of young teens or young adults go to a remote cabin in the woods for a good getaway, but then they find these old audio tapes and a book which summons the dead, and then they unleash these evil demonic spirits, and things spiral into chaos and hell as each of them get possessed. One girl gets brutally attacked and sexually assaulted by a tree. Ugh. And we even get one peeping through a trapdoor, another one possessed going, "We're gonna get you, not another peep." And we get some gore in there, some blood splatter, and yeah. So what did I like about this one? Well, I like that, I think this one sort of took itself seriously. And before they made it a comedy horror franchise, this one was like straightforward horror. But I like the effects they had for it, that were all practical or stop motion. I mean, this was low budget, it was 1981, it didn't have computer effects or visuals like we do now. It was all done practically and all, like, few bits motion capture, I believe. And even some good sound effects as well, like when they jabbed her in the ankle, that was, I believe, they were using an apple and jabbing at that to make that sound effect. But they had good makeup effects too, and some good horror, and they made what they had work. And that's what I love about this film. And this also has like a final guy in it, not a final girl, before the whole trope really took off. I mean, before that we had Halloween, and Friday the 13th, where those two had final girls. But correct me if I'm wrong, if there is other horror films before Evil Dead that had a final guy. But yeah, I like that this was just done by two buddies and some friends that had a tight budget, and they made it work. Kind of like how George A. Romero made his low-budget horrors work before he became a good, a big filmmaker. This was an independently made film, and has gone on to be a classic. I love these films. I do. They're just nice horrors to switch off to, You know that it's going to be gory, you know that it's going to shock you, but I'm desensitized to all that kind of stuff. But this one is good with two worthy sequels that are also good, along with the TV show. In fact, I don't think the Evil Dead franchise has a bad installment. I'm completely, I love this series, and if it weren't for this one, we wouldn't have got the rest of them, because Evil Dead 2 came out like a good 6-7 years later. But for 6 years we got this one, the Evil Dead, and I love it. I don't think I've got anything to dislike. It has some good camera angle work and some good, good cinematography, which I feel works given its low budget quality. But yeah, I'm a fan of this series. I mean, before I knew of this series, I knew of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell from the Spider-Man trilogy, but this is where it all began for them both. So yeah, The Evil Dead. Why am I going to rate this one? What the hell with it? It's one of my favourite 80s horrors. It gets 5 stabs out of 5 from me. 5 stabs out of 5 for The Evil Dead. So there you go. There's my review for today. Have you seen this one? I bet you have. Let me know down in the comments below, and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I usually upload main videos every Friday and horror reviews whenever, but it's October, and if you know this channel, every October we go 31 days, one review a day, and this year I'm doing different themes per week. We've had 1 week where it was all Vincent Price, so this week we're on the 80s horror. So I will see you tomorrow with the next episode, so until next time, don't have nightmares.